Welcome guys. Today is Friday the 11th. It's just over a week since ArenaNet announced the existence of their second expansion for Guild Wars 2. That's Path of Fire, and things are moving really quickly. We are about to undergo, and in fact by the time you're watching this video it's probably already live, a demo period where you can actually play the expansion and some of the early content in it that's not very spoiler deep, and see what you think about it for even people who haven't even bought the damn thing yet. So it's going to be really interesting. This is our first experience of the Crystal Desert. We don't get the elite specializations. That's going to be another demo coming up a little bit later. But most importantly, I think for many of us, we get to play with mounts on this. This is the content that I've actually been lucky enough to already play, but it's opening up to everyone, and it's going to be pretty wild. So I did want to post this video to let you guys know that that was happening, but also to dip in and give you a few updates and advice about that demo as it comes up. So first of all, my channel's been pretty crazy over this week since the announcement. It has been a bit ridiculous. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and it will probably keep up at this kind of pace for a long while now. I think we got something like 24 videos in the Path of Fire playlist since the expansion was announced, maybe a period of about 2 weeks or so. It's kind of ludicrous the amount that's been going on, and I still have a lot of other things on my list. So the competition that I announced as well right after the announcement of Path of Fire is still going on. I wanted to remind you guys about that. Obviously, the most important thing with that competition is not that we rally around it right when it releases and then ignore it for the next several months, but to remember that it's there. If you guys missed out on the details of that, there's a link in the description to that specific video, but you can win every single legendary in the game, or if you get second place, all the black line contracts in the game, or third place, all the prees. We're giving away about 90,000 gold worth of stuff. So on the website over this demo period, you guys are going to see the entries start appearing on the website. I already have about 90 entries for the competition. Several of them are really good, and I'd love you guys to actually get in there and have a look at those new YouTubers, those new people on the scene, and those who are looking to get a little bit of viewership. The website will be a place to do that, but obviously you can just browse around on YouTube itself. Again, I'm just trying to grow the scene, and that's both in terms of bringing more content creators in, but eyeballs for them. So as for my channel and what I'll be doing, you've seen over a week, we've done a ton of different stuff about this demo and about just basic things to do with Path of Fire. I'm not totally finished with that. There are a few more general features that I want to round out. You guys will hopefully see a couple more videos on trailers that they released. There's some really interesting little bits of analysis and frame by frame we can do on stuff that no one's really talked about because it was just in this frenzy of information that came out on the original show that they did at Twitch. But so we got that. I want to do a general video about mounts, which is obviously the big feature for the expansion, and other little things like that, as well as anything we find in this demo. Bounties, for example, I know generally top level, but there could be a lot of cool nitty-gritty details I want to give to you guys. So we've got all of those coming, but specifically next week as well, after this demo is over, I'm going to start moving into elite specialization stuff. Now that will be quite tricky because we as a community don't have all the information about the elite specializations. ArenaNet didn't really release much at all except a short trailer and a tiny bit of flavor info, so we're kind of scrambling to find everything we can. Bogot has done incredible with amazing footage showing off lots of mouse over stuff, and I will, at least for a few of them, be able to get a lot of good discussion for you guys. But we're going to move into elite specialization territory, a little bit on the demos, and then finally, after that, I will do what many of you are begging for, and that is we are finally going to go back to episode 6. So I've had this question a ton. WP, when are you going to talk about episode 6? When are you going to talk about episode 6? I just haven't had time. It really wasn't worth talking about episode 6 right when all this cool expansion stuff was going on, but once we're done with the elite spec stuff, I view us having a couple of weeks before the expansion releases then to actually deal with all the stuff that happened there at Siren's Landing and the actual story and lore stuff about the Fractal that I know many of you are eager for. It's a real shame that I didn't have more time to do episode 6 first, but they gave us 1 week between the release and then the expansion announcement, so I did as best I could. I got like 4 or 5 videos, but we obviously have much more to get through. So that's the plan. That's what's going on with the channel. I wanted to take a breather today as the demo goes out to just put out this one video, say hi to you all, say thank you all to many of you who have returned since the expansion announcement, and I hope that you guys have basically been enjoying what's been going on and just fill you in on my plans at the moment. Now, as for the demo itself, a couple of bits of advice for you all. If those of you are listening to me didn't play the Heart of Thorns demos, this is some of the key facts you need to understand. When you make your demo character over this weekend, the first character you make, what the game will do is duplicate your account. You're essentially going to have 2 accounts in one, and the demo slots you have, tap into one version of your account, which has access to Path of Fire and so forth, and your regular character slots on those regular things will access your regular account. So what you want to do is make sure that at the moment you make your first demo character, you have all the stuff you want for the demo in your bank at that time. So with the Heart of Thorns one, I just made a demo character, and I didn't have access to my legendaries or a lot of my gear or foods or anything I would have kind of liked to make the demo a more pleasant experience, because I didn't know that this was how this duplicating would work. So my advice to you guys, if you're watching this video before you've made your first demo character, and remember, it's totally free, anyone can make a free-to-play account, or, you know, has maybe not logged in since before Heart of Thorns came out, you can just go play Path of Fire for this weekend. If you are in that situation, make sure before you make your first demo character, log into a regular character and put stuff in your bank. Put your legendary gear in your bank, so because it's stat swappable and it's really useful. Put runes, sigils, foods, convenience items like, you know, portal scrolls, I guess, any of that kind of stuff. That's what you want to throw in your bank before you make the first toon, so you can swap all of that around. Also remember, because it's a duplicate of your account that sort of doesn't matter anymore, you can go nuts with weird systems in the game and at no consequence. So you can, in theory, put thousands and thousands of ectos in your bank, and then on the demo, go ecto gamble all of it just to see how lucky you get or how unlucky you get. You can do precursor rolling. You can do any of those like weird gambling systems. You can do bag opening, any other risky venture. You can do it absolutely no cost to yourself, because once the demo's over, it all just goes away anyway. So yeah, during the demo, as you play, make sure to obviously have fun. But if you're like me and hungry for more details, check out for the little mount information, like how do mounts work with environmental weapons, how do mounts work with gliding and mounting in and out of combat and in and out of air, and all of those little things, what emotes we get access to, what the idle animations are like, all of that good stuff maybe are things to keep an eye out for. But what you find fun is obviously what you find fun. And that's it, guys. The demo is probably, as you're watching this video, live. I am more than happy to see you guys in game. And aside from that, just let me know how you find it. Specifically, if you're one of those people who are actually convinced a real-life friend or someone who plays another MMO or whatever to try this demo because it is free, tell me what their impression was with it. Did it actually get them to get into the expansion? That's what I'm most curious about, how good this demo actually is for expanding the community. And of course, if they do end up going for the full purchase, buy a link in the description. I hate talking about that goddamn thing, but if you do use it, and specifically if you get friends into the game and they use it, I know that's a really awkward idea. It's super, super useful, and it would mean the world to me if you guys took the time to think about that. Thanks, everyone. Anyway, I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you very shortly. Have a good one, guys. Oh, that's very exciting.
Raptors are the best by far. They can jump over anything.
They put all the shine on.